Good morning. Right, I've had to do this take about a million times, not that you need to know this, but they were doing roadworks about 12 feet away from my house with a pneumatic drill, which was really annoying. So anyway, let's get kitted up, let's get the bike out, we'll go on some nice easy green lanes, fingers crossed no mishaps this time, and I'll show you, I say we, that's so weird, I will show you some basic green lanes, some like nice easy routes that I went on. It's easy now, it wasn't when I was a beginner, but I'll show you that when we get up there. Right, we'll just go for a wee spin and maybe stop and have just a wee chat about the bike and just riding a motorbike in general and what I've experienced as a learner, right? So I'll see you up there. Here we are. Who remembers this area? Yes, it's where I realised I had a puncture and pulled in. So now we don't have the puncture, we're going to crack on down that road there. If you can hear them bangs in the background, the army's doing some training and there's a white van at the end, or there was. Yeah, so they're doing some training. It is an army training area, but you're allowed through certain routes, like they are legal byways. So we'll go down there. And just a quick one, so see when you first start riding a motorbike, I don't know if everyone experiences this, but I did. When you go 30 miles an hour, it feels like you're going 200. Honestly, it's crazy. Your perception of speed just changes. Like I say, it did with me anyway. Whether it does with everyone, I don't know. If it happened with you, feel free to put a wee comment. But it's the same, I think, when you're on different surfaces. So this like sort of loose, gravelly surface, the way I can describe it is, do you know when you're in a car and you hit a little bit of ice or like water and you do the aquaplane or whatever it's called? It feels like that, but the entire way, and it just makes you go ooh, ooh, and you feel like you're gonna, and for anyone that would want to say do that again, I meant ooh, ooh. It feels like you could fall off at any second, and I don't know why. It's just because the bike moves that tiny bit and you feel like you're just going to fall off, but you don't. But once you get used to it, it's really enjoyable, but at first it's quite daunting. So anyway, we're going to go down that road. I'll put it on normal speed because it's only a short time, and we'll go from there, yeah? Right, see you at the next stop. Seeing the soldiers as I came in the first part of the track, and then see this ambulance up ahead, and I thought I need to go with a wee bit of caution. There's a lot of junctions here and you normally just fly across them, but with the amount of bangs and things like that I could hear in the background, I thought I need to watch myself, so I had to slow down a little bit just in case I get ran over by a massive truck. Even coming down this hill and going round this bend, it feels as though if you press your brakes or accelerate too fast, you're going to skid off, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. was essentially my first bit of off-roading. When I say off-roading, just not on a normal road, nothing crazy, just on gravel, but it was good fun. Good thing about this helmet, one thing that's really annoying about going green laning is the fact that you've got to open gates all the time. So you've got to get off the bike, open a gate, close the when you, let me start again. Open the gate, get through it, but you have to close them, so you've got to get back off the bike, close the gate, back on the bike. So, but once you get through them, because there's a gate here, there's one about 50 metres down, you've got to go on and off, but once you're through, you're alright. But make sure you close the gates when you're green laning, because sometimes you're going through fields where there's like cows, sheep and stuff like that, and you could set them free, which we don't want to be doing. So I'll get this gate open and then we'll get cracked on again. So here we are, we've got a different surface yet again to go down. So we've got like big rocks, loads of mud, and then just down there, this bit here where my fingertip is, there's like a big rocky like slab that when wet can be pretty slippery. But yeah, as a beginner this was really quite daunting when the first time I'd went down it. Still kind of gets me going a little bit because it's always been really dry. I done my CBT at the start of summer and it's always been pretty dry, so not quite as slippery. So we'll see what it's like today. It's been raining for the past couple of days. Even simple stuff like navigating your route, I'm not sure if the cameras pick up, there's a big massive rock that's in the way of the track, so if you're going to go down that side you're going to have to navigate around that big rock, and that's quite important. The first couple of times I ever went down somewhere like this or up somewhere like this, I didn't really navigate what way I wanted to go, the bike did, and I just hung on. But the better you get, you can kind of choose your line, you can see where you want to be putting your front wheel, you relax a little bit more, which is always easier. So again, we'll go down it, I'll put it in real speed and you can have a wee look. It's not too bad, it really is not that difficult. I say that now that I've done it a couple of times, but we'll go down and we'll see what the next bit is. Right, even something like that as a beginner can be quite exciting because the bike's moving a lot, there's a lot of rocks, the terrain's quite difficult. The first time I ever done it, that was quite daunting. And the good thing about when you go on a motorbike, every single ride is different, so even that was a little bit more daunting because it's the muddiest and wettest it's ever been, because we've had quite a lot of rain over the past couple of days. So even as a beginner rider, when you've got these little tiny routes, just little gravel tracks, it can be really good fun. If your balance isn't in the right place, then you're probably going to fall off, or you've got a high potential for falling off. When you're on that kind of mud, it's a bit like, it's worse than like hitting ice, because when you hit ice, obviously depending if you're on not on an ice rink, but if you're on a patch of ice, you'll get grip again once you come off the ice, whereas when you're in muddy terrain like this, the mud just continues, so it's just mud, mud, mud. So if your balance isn't in the right place, then you've got a high chance of falling off. But that comes with practice. Like I say, that's very tame, that's just a track. But with the bike moving when you're a beginner, it can be really good fun. So I'm going to just cut to the next part, which is a little bit more exciting. It's quite a steep embankment of rocks where the clutch burnt out. Can't remember, I think I mentioned it in the last video, where my clutch burnt out. We're going to go to that. There's a river just before it that the first few times I had to do it, I put my foot down because my balance, and I think fear as well. When you're a beginner, you think you're going to fall off every single second. So I had to put my foot down, which can happen for beginners. It can also happen if you take the wrong line in the river and hit a rock, or you're not confident enough with your riding, with your gears and stuff like that. So there's a lot of factors. So hopefully we don't put our feet down today. I say we, it's only me on the bike. Hopefully I don't put my feet down today and I don't get too wet, but we'll see when we get there. Right, my battery's about to die in the GoPro, so we'll just cut to me at that place. Right, here we are. Just gonna turn the bike off a second. There's a little stream. Let me show you. I'm going to go up the bridge, but before I do, I just went to unclip the GoPro off the bike, and look what I noticed. As you're going along, your knuckles are in the bush, and I've got these stupid wee spiky things. They never went right through and hit my finger right enough, but they've stuck to my bloody glove. Anyway, here we are. We're going to go through that river and up that rocky climb. It's like gravelly to begin with. I say gravelly, like sort of small stones to begin with, and then the higher up you get, there's bigger rocks and like a little bit of like sort of rock faces. So I'll stick the GoPro on, stick the camera on, normal speed, and we'll get up it. It's about to die, and I need to get these stupid wee spiky things. You know when you get a bit of sellotape on your finger and you can't get it off, or you do it to a kid and they don't know how to get it off? That's what they're like. So we'll get the camera on and we'll get going. Catch you on the other side. Hopefully I don't fall off. Right, here we go. Through the river. Hopefully don't put my feet down. Straight up the other side. This was the rocky climb that the clutch burnt out, and I will show you, I'll edit a little bit in from the point that I had to push the bike up, because my legs, I felt sick. It was horrible. About 100 metre push up a hill. Here we go, let's get it. About here that my clutch burnt out last time and I had to push the bike to the top, but this time the GoPro died and I had to charge it. Great. Right, and that is the end of the video. So we come up that big rocky climb. I had to put my GoPro on charge in the pub. We're in the Bolton Arms and look at it. Oh my god, just nearly got attacked by a butterfly. Little bugger. Look at the view from up here, it's lovely. So yeah, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share and all that jazz. And see you later from Georgie boy. do the outro thing.